We were late last night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to the Planning and Zoning meeting. If you would like to rise and pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner: posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office and emailed to the Retrospect and the Carrier Post. Do we have roll call, please, Beth?
Ms. Cleo?
Yes.
Mr. Offerly?
Here.
Ms. Buchan? Yes. Mr. Buckheim?
Here.
Mr. Vanella?
Here.
Mr. Lowenstein?
Here.
Sorry.
Here.
Mr. Measley?
Here.
Mr. Rowan?
Here.
And Mr. Bach?
Here.
Okay, for the record, Mr. Bolzon, Mayor Kapadas, and Ms. Burke are all excused. Next order of business would be the minutes. Is there any questions or concerns on the minutes from the January 24th meeting? I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the January 24th meeting, please.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Vanella, second by Mr. Buckham. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Old business, we have Resolution 2409. Mr. Rowan.
Yes, this resolution pertains to the applicant 10 East Cummins Bridge Road LLC, and it's regarding the site that the Cottonmouth Dispensary is going to be located. The purpose of the application and our approval was to grant a use variance on the drive-through pickup with conditions that were set forth at the meeting and are set forth in the resolution that needs to be approved this evening.
Okay. Is there a motion on the floor to approve Resolution 24-09, please?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Mr. Vanella. Roll call, please.
Ms. Cleo?
Yes.
Mr. Offerly?
Yes.
Ms. Buchan? Yes. Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Mr. Vanella?
Yes.
Mr. Measley?
Yes.
Mr. Lowenstein?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution is approved. Thank you. Next order of business will be under new business is application 2402. This application for a bulk variance for a pole barn. Mr. Walker, come on up, please.
Mr. Walker, I'm going to swear you in. If you raise your right hand, you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give this board tonight is truthful and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
I do.
And also, I raised my hand.
And
Yes.
and you the same thing.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Why don't you tell us what you want to do, sir?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your time. I know you guys volunteer your time. It is valuable, and this project's valuable to my family as well. So what we want to do is we have a single-family home on North Reed Avenue. The documents that I have received from, I believe it was Mr. Bach's office, had detailed that we already have one of our garage. Prior to us residing there, it was partially converted into some living space on the backside of the house. So we don't have full use of a full-car garage, and we do have a car that's valuable to us we like to protect, and also for our lawn equipment and our regular house and garden tools. There's going to be electric, that was included in the application to the construction office. It's not for any type of business, it's strictly for us, a residential use. It's going to have one garage door. It's a single, a single door, a single floor. The reason it's labeled as a pole barn in the application, some people kind of talk about whether it's a garage or a pole barn. Well, it's both really. It's only the way it's constructed is why it's considered a pole barn. It's a post-construction pour of the concrete on the floor. Just to kind of clarify that, there's been questions with family members and friends are like, well, you're just building a garage. Well, that was the case, but this particular application saves money on concrete. Because if I were to pour a 20 by 20 slab, I'd have to do the foundation work as well as the 36-inch trench around, which doubles my concrete expense. So that's the reason we went with this particular type of application. Still gives me the same square footage, it's just less cost to build this thing.
Okay, Mr. Walker, are you intending on paving between your asphalt driveway and the front of the new garage?
So our plan was, when I spoke with the engineering office, the variance had gone over the 35% just with the building itself.
Yep.
So when I called to talk about what I should apply for, the discussion of the driveway, what was talked about, and I was given a couple choices where we could pour, or we could extend the asphalt, we could put stone, or we could put some ribbons, at least some tire ribbons up to the front door of this. And during that discussion, I was like, I would never be satisfied with just ribbons, so it probably, the plan is to extend the asphalt up to the door. So that's when the opposite consultant said, that's why I applied for 43%, because they had done the math for me, to take, so I don't have to come before you again at the time when I do connect the two. But that is the plan, yes, is to go from the edge of my driveway to the front of the building.
And you intend on doing a grading plan because you're pretty tight with your neighbor?
Yeah, so I did hand deliver all my notices to my neighbors, because I wanted to have the conversation with them. We've only lived there since 2018, and there are some that we just don't communicate very much with. So it gave me the opportunity to meet everyone, especially the two behind me. I do communicate with them often, and they are on a downslope back to Orchard Avenue, so that grades that way naturally. So speaking with those two gentlemen, the one fence on the one property is 4 feet on my side, so that's going to be arranged to be moved. We're going to end up coming before you again for a fence at some point. So I took 5 feet from the fence that's already 4 feet on my property. So I gave them enough room and enough room for the builder to do their clearing. Now, Joe, the other neighbor, he has had some grading issues. So I worked out where the drainage off my building will go into my property. And I'm planning on a catchment that you sink into the ground. And it works as a French drain, only vertical, where the downspout will come into my property, fill this vessel, and it'll dissipate instead of running at a straight rate in a heavy rain directly into any neighbor's house. Now, I was also counseled to possibly put in a silt fence
Yes.
and some other things during construction process, so I'm not flooding them with their debris, whatever, the packing material that they grade the ground with.
Who does looking from the front of your house, down your driveway, the fence over to the right is in disrepair. Whose fence is that?
That is my neighbor's fence. That will be replaced. We have an agreement where they've already done their porches, their buildings in PVC and have done, an upgrade. Their back fence is shrub and privacy behind their swimming pool.
Right.
Now, the fence between us two, it is, the top railing is broken.
Yes,
and
in
then
disrepair, yes.
so that will be replaced, just not with this particular project.
Okay. Well, it's not your fence, it's not your problem.
Right, but I mean, we're in agreement because we actually want the style fence that they have on their other side of their property, so I wanted to say, hey, do we split the cost or do you need a gate? Because they do have a gate from that fence to their building, so just to make the arrangement so nobody's upset.
Thank you.
Now, Steve, is the applicant then amending his app to go from a proposed 39 lot coverage to 43 now?
Yes.
Okay.
But no, it was already applied like that.
You applied
I
as
applied at
43?
43.
Okay,
It was in
now,
the letter from the engineering office.
on
For
Steve's
the
review
summary.
letter, it said 33.
We noted it, but the actual original application was submitted with the 39%.
This says, Steve,
No, it was
Steve,
43.
application for variance is 43 on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I just wanted-
This might have been an updated one, but the application that I have
Okay,
says 43.
Okay.
And Chris, if the board entertains approval of this application tonight, you're agreeing that there would be no plumbing installed into that, or no, you could not live there, or it
No.
would not be used for business purposes?
No business, no living, no occupancy, definitely no water. I'm not paying for that.
Electric.
Electric, yes, but we don't. This is the automobile will be stored in there. We have one that we like to protect pretty well.
And Steve, we spoke about a grading plan. Is that going to be required as a condition?
Yes, okay. And Mr. Walker, you indicated that your property grades from front to back?
Yes, it does, from the back of my home towards the back neighbor, it does grade downward towards Orchard Avenue, yes.
So will you be able to, and you're gonna have to demonstrate this in a grading plan, but will you be able to take the new driveway flow and keep it on your property?
Yes,
And you'll demonstrate that you'll be able to do, and I'll let you and your engineer demonstrate that you're not gonna have any adverse impact as part of the grading plan,
yes,
and that's acceptable as a condition.
yes.
Right, perfect. And if the board's satisfied, then we'll review it for that condition. I don't want to put any arbitrary storm events or anything else. If they can demonstrate that it's not going to impact the neighbor's storm, I think that's the most direct and succinct way to go.
And Mr. Walker, the construction of the new pole barn, is that going to be in concert with your home as far as the decorum and stuff? Or?
So the plan is, we chose new upgraded colors for this building, which will be a gray with white trim and a darker top. With the agreement, my wife and I, we're going to be redoing our roofing and siding as well, so it will not match right away.
Okay.
But I was instructed the color of this building.
Okay.
So that's a condition I had to make at home as well. I had to make an agreement that how she wants the house to look is how we did this.
Okay, that's fine.
You're a smart man.
Yes.
So
So
we all understand that.
I just want to make sure the board is aware that this is going to be as represented on your submitted plans. These are metal panels.
They are.
They're metal panels, so it's not siding, it's
No, it's a metal building, yes.
yeah, so it's a metal building roof, metal building sides.
It is built out of a frame, though. There is wood involved and concrete in the footings, but the
No.
outer panels, yes, everything is metal.
Just want to bring it to the board's attention.
Well, you got to meet your neighbors.
Yeah, we put a table out in the driveway every Halloween, just to keep our face out there. We work an awful lot, so.
Any other questions?
I have a question. Have you given any thought to permeable pavers or permeable asphalt?
I've given thought to different,
Because that would
you
be,
mean for the driveway connection?
yes.
Oh, yeah, we thought about, and we talked with a contractor about doing asphalt millings, but I was told by the office that that wouldn't be an option. Then we thought about stone as the interim. We still might do that for the interim until we have the resources to continue the asphalt, but the pavers, I think the cost would probably be a little bit more substantial than doing the black asphalt, and it would match the rest of our driveway.
So most likely, someone's going to recommend you never accept millings on your property, ever.
I
Because-
don't understand why, but okay. I
Well-
mean, everybody that I've talked to in this particular business has kind of deterred me away from it.
Millings, the DEP approximately 4 years ago changed their rules. Millings are considered a environmental hazard. So if you bring millings onto your property, then you automatically have an environmental hazard that could be reported to DEP, and you have an area concern, and you would have to clean it up, so.
You don't want to
I'm
get.
not interested.
Yeah, no one wants to do
I
that.
have a granddaughter plays on our property, so I don't.
It's the same asphalt it's always been, it's just what the DEP now has classified it.
Right.
And that's New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection.
Not looking for any trouble.
Yeah. So, you're gonna have to demonstrate that you're not running off any new stormwater to your neighbors. So you're gonna have to really work hard to show how it's all gonna be on the new runoff from your new garage and your new driveway, how you're gonna be accommodating on the site. Okay?
Any other questions from the board? Or-
Yeah, have you considered sliding the building closer to your house, like by 5 feet? Because that would lessen the length of the driveway, which would lessen your impervious coverage. There might be a reason, I'm just asking why you stuck with 5 by 5.
The 5 off and 5 off in the back corner of that property, the reason why we chose that spot is when you do come down the side of my home with the driveway that exists,
Right.
the turning angle for a car that I have is going to be too sharp to get a straight entrance into that garage. It's a clearance.
Yeah, I'm looking at the survey, so I don't know if it's to scale or not.
The automobile is extra wide, you know, it's a standard length, but it's a little bit wider, and that turning radius is
Gotcha.
tight.
Gotcha, yeah, but you're gonna have to kind of
Right.
to stick around for your driveway's basically going on the other guy's property.
You know, the original thought was building a little bit larger.
Right.
But once I started to actually measure out the yard, I'm just like.
You're running out of room.
Yeah, no, that would be, you guys would probably shoot that down. So I figured I'd stay within the 400 square feet.
Any more questions for Mr. Walker or our professionals?
No, I'm good. It sounds like a good plan.
I think you did a thorough job. At this point in time, we're going to open up the meeting to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to speak on this application and this application only, please come to the microphone, state your name and address and be heard.
Seeing no one from the public wishes to speak at this time, I make a motion to close the public portion.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion to close the public portion has been made by Mr. Ockley, seconded by Mr. Muselli. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Rowan.
Okay, this is an application by Christopher Walker, owner of 1025 North Reed Avenue, Block 13, Lot 4. His application was for permission and bulk variance to, bulk variance regarding maximum coverage, impervious coverage, to install a 20 by 20 pole barn type garage, where our ordinance limits such buildings to 16 by 20. Our zoning ordinance also limits the maximum impervious coverage to 35. Mr. Walker is requesting that he be permitted to cover 33%. 43% of his property. As with any, when you do consider the application, you can always put conditions on any approval, and I believe the conditions would be that there'll be no plumbing or sewer run to the proposed building. They will not be converted to living quarters, and there will be no business activities emanating from that new garage pole barn. One of the conditions also will be that Mr. Walker will install a silt fence when he commences construction, that he will provide a grading plan which will be to be reviewed and accepted by our engineer, Mr. Bach, and that downspouts that are installed on the proposed structure shall not be diverted to adjacent properties, and that is in connection with the grading plan to reviewed by Mr. Bach to ensure no runoff water goes into
And one way we could say it is that no detrimental impacts to adjacent properties from stormwater. So that's where your grading plan will have to demonstrate.
Okay, very good.
So I assume it's a classic car?
It's newer, but yes, it's
Oh,
it's a muscle car.
Okay.
Not gonna tell us what it is, right?
Challenger RT Scat Pack.
There you go.
Okay, we just need a motion to approve.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Ockley, seconded by Mr. Buckheim. May we have roll call, please?
Ms. Klingauer?
Yes.
Mr. Alderly?
Yes.
Ms. Fusion? Yes. Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Mr. Vanella?
Yes.
Mr. Lovenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Muesley?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Walker,
Thank you very
congratulations.
much. I appreciate it.
You're
Good
welcome.
luck.
Good luck. Am I free to?
You're good.
Yes, you're free to go.
Well, you gotta stay for the whole meeting.
Have a nice evening.
You as well, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Just, can I ask, do I send that to your office, or I put it through the board?
You
The
put
construction office?
it through the planning board office.
Okay, so that will go through the clerk. I've been dealing with Joyce, but I understand you're going to be. Okay, well, I'll see everybody soon.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
thank you.
You're most welcome, sir.
And sir, there is no need to reappear. So as long as you meet the conditions and submit the grading plan through the planning board secretary, there's no need to reappear back here before the board.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome, sir. Okay, at this time, we're going to open up the meeting to the public on the good and welfare portion of the meeting. Anyone wishing to speak on any matter whatsoever, please come to the microphone, state your name and address in here.
Seeing no one, I make a motion to close the public portion.
Motion by Mr. Lowenstein, seconded by Mr. Vanella. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any questions or concerns with the board for any other thing we talked about? Okay, well, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Lovenstein,
Second.
second by Mr. Lamella, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Meeting adjourned, 7:20.